What's up, people? Little question to anybody that would call themselves a Republican, especially at this point in time. I can't believe either media is straight bullshit, which is a very good possibility, or at least I know it does play a big part in it, but I know good and well there's still a lot of people out there that actually think Giuliani would be a good choice for president. What, you didn't learn from Bush? Take a look at somebody's background, what they've done, what steps they've took in their own path, so to speak. Giuliani is straight on the dark side. Look at his little friend. The one he tried to push to the point of being in charge of Homeland Security. Now, is that to have the inside track in a mob type frame of mind from a Giuliani point of view? Hey, if I can get the top dog under my thumb, I can control the show as if he was straight out of Sicily. Better take a good look at what that man is all about, and he opened the door for the goddamn Democrats. The Democrats better use it, or somebody better mention it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. And actually, it pertains to two issues. We got the Attorney General that just got sworn in that wouldn't cop to waterboarding being torture. And we all know it's fucking torture. But we got a big chunk of this population that thinks, oh, it's okay to torture. I mean, if they're really going to scare you, boy, we need to do anything it takes to kill them. I mean, I really don't care what it takes. And they're usually the ones holding the Bible. The ones holding the Bible are the ones that support torture. There's something wrong with that picture when somebody climbs up there on that moral high ground and then says that's torture. But pertaining to waterboarding, Giuliani's response to that question kind of knocked me for a loop. When he said if it wasn't for techniques like waterboarding, some of the biggest mobs in the mafia would still be on the streets of New York. Which tells you what? It told me, as prosecuting attorney, he resorted to torture in New York City. Is that what kind of police force you want that'll round your ass up and waterboard you into a confession? Is that what you want for your future? Is the religious side of this equation that stupid or just that evil? I'm kind of wondering if the people holding the Bible aren't the ones wearing the horns. Look at Giuliani's last endorsement. Pat Robertson, or whoever the hell he is, the one that called for the assassination of Chavez. Why? Because he called Bush El Diablo? Well, I tell you what, when you lie to fucking go to war, you're a hell of a lot closer to the horns than you are the halo. And old Hugo down there was right on the button when he called Bush the devil. Because if there is an Antichrist, that little shady bastard is it. Followed right directly by Giuliani and the rest of that entire crowd. So my question is to any Republican out there, what do you see in Giuliani? Is your loyalty to that party that strong to where you're willing to sacrifice this country itself for party? Aren't you getting a little sick and tired of this charade that's going on around you? You know damn good and well you got lied about Iran to go to war, or Iraq to go to war. And now they're lying about Iran. The IAEA come straight out and said this country is lying when it pertains to Iran and its capability in the direction of nuclear weapons. You got a bunch of lying ass politicians up there that's out to stuff as much dinero in their fat back pocket as humanly possible, backed up by a so-called religious side of the equation as in Pat Robertson, which is just as evil as any one of them. He's the one that called, Sharon deserved his coma because he got in the way of the settlers? So he's for genocide of the Palestinian people, for the expansion of Israel. There isn't a moral bone in that man's body, and if he represents the right, you can take it. I'll have a Muslim any day of the week. If that's what Christianity's all about, I'd soon go Muslim. When you start claiming moral high ground and lying to go to war, you've lost any type of morality in my book. When you're on somebody else's dirt, demonizing them, blowing up their house, I see who's killing who. I see who's lying about who. And I see the true evil between the two. And it sure the hell isn't the Muslim side of the equation. Are there extreme Muslims? Of course they are. And if you poke a dog with a stick long enough, he'll fucking bite you. And that's all we've been doing, is poking them and poking them and poking them. Afghanistan, we've used that country as a goddamn battleground, not giving a flying fuck who lives or dies. Russia came to Ronald Reagan and asked for our help in cleaning up that area of the world, to collaborate with the Northern Alliance and to get rid of that the extremism in that country. Instead of helping way back then, this country seen greed and dollar signs and a chance to kill something. Steal and kill, the darkest of the dark. It doesn't get no lower than that. And what did we do? We bought weapons off Russia themselves, filtered them through Pakistan into the Mujahideen, and killed the Russians, utilizing the Afghani people, promising the Afghani people when it was all said and done we'd take care of them. We'd help rebuild their country. We turned around and fucked them, and then you wonder why they're a little pissed. They're not the ones causing the bullshit. It's this country causing the bullshit. And everybody knows it, but nobody really wants to admit it. So how long are you going to keep going on with this charade? When are you going to actually get with the rest of us that actually want to go in the direction of what the United States is actually supposed to represent? A role model, so to speak. How we got it or how we claimed it, I have no clue. We sure to hell don't deserve it. But if you're going to preach it, at least practice it. Focus on your healthcare, your schools. Focus on your own infrastructure. Start patching some of these bridges that you've destroyed through the years. Whether it be South America, Africa, or any other country you've killed people to steal their resources. This is getting pathetic. What is it going to take for this country to realize that it is the cause of its problems? And when is a Republican actually going to admit they were wrong? Or stop being a Republican? What's going on there? I don't see anything that the Republicans bring to the table other than war. Especially when your top dog is Giuliani, supported by the dark side he's supported by, with every intentions of escalating this war. What's wrong with you people? You disgust me. That's what I mean. Sometimes this country is a straight embarrassment. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about if you're honest with yourself. And I'm not saying the Democrats are the best solution of any problem, but at least it's a step in a better direction, or a change of direction. Any goddamn change of direction is good. And if somebody wants to take care of our schools, try to go in the direction of healthcare and alternative energy, I'm for it. Especially when the alternative is a shady little fucking mob-like prick that has delusions of war and dollar bills flashing around in his eyeballs, trying to figure out how he can play the system and put his cronies in positions just like Bush did. Well, I think I've gone on long enough, so y'all have a good one.